Now that you have planned out what you're going to do for your advertisement, you need to learn how to make a Google Slides video. It's really not too complicated. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open a new Google Slides document. We're going to choose blank. Great. Once it's open, you'll see these text boxes. The very first thing you want to do is get rid of those. I just click on it and push delete. I could close this. I don't really need this. Now, the first thing that your advertisement needs is a background. The background will need to be the same in the whole video, or if you want to change it, maybe only do it once or twice. So to make a background, I'm going to go to background, and then I can do a solid color and have my whole background be one color, or I can choose an image. I think for my advertisement, I'm going to choose an image. I'm going to go to search, and I'm going to want a background of a city street. So I type in city street, and I find one that I like. I'm going to go ahead and select this, and click done. There's my city street. So here's my first slide. So what I need to think of is, what do I want everybody to see when they first look at my video? Now I'm trying to sell a car. So I think the first thing I'm going to want is to have the car in the ad. So I'm going to come over here to insert, and I'm going to choose image. I'm going to go to search, and once again, I'm trying to sell a car. I want it to be a cool car, so I'm going to type in cool car. Wow, there's lots of images to look at, but the problem is that a lot of these have a background. If I choose, let's say, this car, and I select it, it's kind of hard. I can't see my background anymore. No matter how I resize it, we have all this extra white background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the image, and I'm going to find a cool car that does not have a background. There's always lots of choices on Google. But let's see. This looks like it might be one. I'm going to click on this, select it, and there. Do you see the difference? Wow, but this car is way too big. So I'm going to go ahead and resize it so that it fits in the picture. I think I'll also twist it around a little bit so that it looks like it's staying on the street. Alright, my cool car is going to park right there. I think I also want the name of the car at the very beginning of the commercial. So I think I'm going to insert some word art, and I'm just going to call my car Cool Car. I think I could change this color around a little bit. So I can come over here to line color and fill color. So let's make it red to match the car. And then I want a black outline. Now I can resize it and twist it around if I want. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Now, here's where it starts to get interesting. So I've created my opening scene. This is what people will see when they first start watching the video. But this is going to be a movie. So I need the scene to move in a steady way. So my next slide needs to look exactly like this one before I make any changes. The way I can do this is by duplicating the slide. If I click on slide and click duplicate, the exact same slide that I just created will show below. Now in the final video, each slide will only be on the screen for a fraction of a second. So if I want the same image to remain for more than a half second, I need to make several duplicate sides. That's what I want here. So I'm going to duplicate this exact slide a couple more times. Now I want a celebrity to come into my video and see the car. I'm going to go back to the image and search to insert an image and search for a celebrity. I'm going to go with Barack Obama. Another search I could do is a clip art of Barack Obama. You see how I'm using different terms to try to find the thing that I need. Oh, and look right here. There he is standing up. But whoa, he's way too big. Let's make him a size that makes sense. Now, I don't want him to just appear out of nowhere. I want him to kind of walk up to the car. Let me show you how I can do this. First, I'm going to put him where I want him to start. And I want him to start partway off of the slide, so I'm going to have him hanging out here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to slide, and I'm going to hit duplicate slide again. So now in my new slide, I'm going to move Barack Obama very, very slightly towards the car. And then I'm going to come up and duplicate my slide again. And this time I will move him a little bit closer. And I'm going to keep doing the same thing until I get him where I want him to be. You see, I'm just moving him a little bit at a time on each slide. When you get done with your presentation, you're going to have a lot of slides. But once you put them into a video format, it won't be too long. And there. I think he's close enough to the car now. Now he's right by the cool car. I think I want him to say something about the car. Now, we're not going to be able to add sound to our videos for this project because of our time constraints. But we can still have our character say something. Watch what I do. I'm going to come up here to Insert, and I'm going to choose Shape. And under Shape, we have something called Callouts. And these callouts have different types of bubbles that you can use for your characters. So I'm going to choose this circular one. And now I can draw it near where Barack Obama is standing. Now I have to think of what I want him to say. Now I can insert words in here by going back up to Insert and choosing Text Box. And I can draw the text box inside the bubble and then type what I want him to say. I think I'm just going to have him say, wow. Make that a little bit bigger so it's easy for people to see. Now remember, each slide is only going to be on the screen for a split second. And it's going to take my viewers a bit longer than half a second to notice that he's saying something. So I'm going to duplicate this slide. I think 2 times is enough. I just have 1 word. If he was saying more words, I might want to duplicate it more, so I make sure that people have time to read it. Okay, so now he said wow. I can go ahead and delete the text box and the text bubble. But now I want to flash some facts at my customers. So I can insert a text box and write some ideas down. But let's say I want the facts to appear one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and put my first fact. Let's say my first fact is that this is the fastest car in America. That's really hard to read, so I'm going to go ahead and select it. I'm going to make it bigger. Maybe change the font. You can play around with it quite a bit to make it how you want it to be. Make it red again. And I think I'll twist it around like that. So this is the fastest car in America. Now remember, it might take my audience a couple seconds to read this, so if I want it to be on there for more than a split second, I need to duplicate the slide. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this 4 times. Now I want another fact to appear. So I've said it's the fastest car in America. Maybe now I can tell about how many miles to the gallon it gets. So let's say this car gets 60 miles to the gallon. That's some pretty good mileage. I think this is an important fact, so I'm even going to make this a little bit bigger. See how I'm playing around with it? But once again, I have words up, so I need to duplicate the slide a few times. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one 4 times too. Alright, so that's 2 facts. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that, since this is just an example. Now finally, I want all the text to disappear, and I think I will have Obama do a little dance. So I'm going to go ahead and delete my text, and now I'm going to make him move a little bit. Once again, I do that by... Alright, on this last one, I'm going to delete it, and this is going to be the end of my ad. I think that's good enough for an example. So now let me show you how to turn all of these slides into a video. I'm going to come over here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to title my presentation. Notice I put my name and advertising summative. Then I'm going to come over here to File. I'm going to click on File. I'm going to come here where it says Publish on the Web. It's going to bring up this box. The first thing that you have to do is change this Auto Advance Slides selection to every second. And then click the box that says Start Slideshow as soon as the player loads. Then I'm going to click Publish. It's going to ask me if I'm sure I want to do this. I'm going to click OK. And this is going to give me a link. I can press Control-C to copy that link. I can close this box, and then I can come and open up a new tab. Then I can press Control-V and watch my advertisement. Oh, look, there he comes. Here he comes. Oh, he likes that car. What's he going to say? Wow. Fastest car in America. 60 miles to the gallon. He's doing his little dance. And here comes the confetti. But you know what I notice? This ad is moving kind of slow and seems really choppy. So let me show you a trick. If you go up here to the address bar, you'll find the number 1000. 1000 is referring to milliseconds. So 1000 equals 1 second. But it might be better if we can make it faster. So if I'm able to click up here on the number, delete a 1 and a 0, and make it 500 instead of 1000, it might look better. So let's look at it again. So you can see it's sped up a little bit. It's a lot less choppy than it was. Dance. And confetti. So let me show you that again. I can come up here to where this number is, and I can change it to a smaller number to make it go faster. So let's change it to 300 and see how that looks. Even faster. And that's how you do it. I expect the video that you create will be a bit longer than this one since it was just an example. But after you've published your video, you might notice some things that need to be fixed or that can be improved. If you need to do that, just go back to your original slide show and make the changes that you need to change, and then publish it again. Good luck on making your video. I'm really looking forward to watching them.